join the party for a little pop star sneak peek?
It is a good one, guys. Last night, the stars of the stage celebrated.
Welcome to a deep dive where we take your sources and really try to make sense of them, finding the most interesting bits for you.
Exactly. And today we're focusing on just one source, that CNN article about the 78th Tony Awards.
Right. So our mission today is, well, not just to list who won, but to kind of unpack the standout moments, what it all means for Broadway right now.
And we're sticking just to what's in that article you shared, purely based on that CNN coverage.
Yep. So you feel totally up to speed on theater's biggest night. Okay, let's dive in.
So yeah, using the CNN piece as our guide for the 2025 Tonys, looking at the key results, the highlights they pulled out.
Okay, so first things first. The article sets the scene, right? Tells us the 78th ceremony was Sunday, June 8th, 2025.
Live from Radio City Music Hall, historic place, right here in New York.
And the host, setting the tone, was Wicked star Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, and the source really emphasized her opening, called it a rousing musical number, got rave cheers apparently.
Set a high bar, quote unquote.
Right. And she closed the show too with another song. Seems like she bookended it.
Sounds like she really owned that stage.
Yeah.
And oh, the article had that little fun detail too.
The Oprah thing.
Yeah. Erivo jokingly gave Oprah Winfrey a toy car between awards.
Huh, yeah. Those little unscripted moments, they add a bit of personality, you know.
Totally. So the source then pivots pretty quickly from that vibe to the actual awards. Kicks off with the big ones, the best production winners.
Which really tells you what the voters thought were the, defining shows of the year.
Absolutely. So top categories, best play. The article says that went to Purpose.
Yep. And it notes Glenn Davis accepted the award for them.
Okay. And best musical. The big one there was Maybe Happy Ending.
That's right, and the source pointed out it was one of the most nominated shows going in, so that buzz paid off.
Yeah, the cast and crew accepted that one.
Then you've got the revivals, always a big part of the Tonys. Best musical revival, Sunset Blvd.
Right, with Jamie Lloyd, the director, and Andrew Lloyd Webber accepting. And best play revival, that was awarded to Eureka Day.
So straight away, you see the source showing recognition for brand new stuff and those fresh takes on classics, both getting top honors.
Okay, so that covers the big show awards. What about the actors? The source must have gone into the performance wins?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It gives a pretty clear rundown of who got the nods, leading roles, featured roles, the whole thing.
So, starting with plays, leading actress.
Yeah.
That was Sarah Snook, right? For the Picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes, and the article specifically mentions this was her first Tony Award ever.
Wow. And as that little celebrity detail, mentioning her chatting with George Clooney in the audience.
A little bit of stargazing color there.
And for the guys, best actor in a leading role in a play. Escola for O'Mary.
Right. The source just notes him accepting a standout performance, clearly.
Okay, switching to musicals. Leading actress, Nicole Scherzinger.
Yep, for playing Norma Desmond in Sunset Blvd. And again, the article highlights her first Tony win, too.
Lots of first-time winners in lead roles, and best actor in a leading role in a musical. Darren Criss for Maybe Happy Ending. And this was a big one, the article pointed at. First nomination and first win for him.
Wow, quite a night for him then.
Definitely. Now, the featured roles, often where you see amazing supporting work. Actress in a featured role in a play, Carl Jung for Purpose.
And this is interesting. The source flags, this was her fourth nomination.
And her second win in a row in this exact category.
That's incredible. Back to back. The article really thought that was worth highlighting.
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable achievement.
Yeah.
Shows consistency.
Definitely. Okay. Featured actor in a play, Francis Jew for Yellowface.
The source even had a picture of him posing with the award.
Nice. And then the musical featured roles, actress. That went to Natalie Venetia Belkin for Buena Vista Social Club.
And again, first nomination, first win for her too, according to the source.
Seems like a theme. And featured actor in a musical, Jack Malone.
From Operation Mincemeat, a new musical. The article just mentions him accepting. Got it. So that's a good overview of the acting awards. But Tonys also cover all the, the behind-the-scenes stuff, right? Design, creative categories.
Totally. And the source details those too. It shows how some shows really swept up awards beyond just acting or best musical play.
Like Maybe Happy Ending. It won Best Musical, but the article says it also nabbed Best Book.
Which is the script, the story.
Right. And Best Original Score. So, music and lyrics, too.
Yeah, a really strong showing. And it didn't stop there. The article lists scenic design for Dane Laffrey and George Reeve, and direction for Michael Arden as well.
Wow, that's a major sweep for a new show. What about Sunset Blvd?
The revival winner, it also did well. One for lighting design, Jack Knowles.
Okay.
And orchestrations, that's David Cullen and Andrew Lloyd Webber. So how the music's arranged.
Makes sense. And Jamie Lloyd also won for direction to a musical for it.
Right, so he won for directing the revival.
The source mentioned other multi-award winners in design, too.
Yeah, Stranger Things, The First Shadow, the play. It picked up several design awards. Scenic design.
Miriam Buther in 59.
Yep. And lighting design for John Clark and sound design for Paul Arditi. So strong technical showing for that play.
And Buena Vista Social Club. More than just the acting win.
Definitely. It won sound design of a musical for Jonathan Deans, choreography for Patricia Delgado and Justin Peck.
Oh, wow.
And orchestrations for Marco Paglia. So really recognized for its movement and soundscape.
And any other specific design wins the source called out?
Let's see. Marg Horwell for costume design of a play for The Picture of Dorian Gray. Sam Pinkleton for direction of a play for Oh Mary.
Okay.
And Paul Tazewell for costume design of a musical for Death Becomes Her. So yeah, the source gives you that granular look. Lots of different shows getting recognized for their specific craft.
It paints a picture of a lot of talent across many productions. But, okay, beyond the awards themselves, the broadcast is also about the performances, right? Showing off the shows.
Absolutely. That's often the highlight for people watching at home. And the article mentioned quite a few standout performances.
Besides the host numbers, yeah.
Right. It highlighted Nicole Scherzinger and Darren Criss, the winners, performing from Sunset Blvd.
Makes sense. Showcase the winners.
And Darren Criss again, performing Never Fly Away from Maybe Happy Ending with Helen J. Shin. Busy night for him.
Clearly. And what about that Hamilton moment?
Oh yeah, the source called that the much-anticipated reunion, the original cast marking 10 years since the premiere.
Wow. That must have been a big moment for the audience, a real buzz generator.
Exactly. Seems like it was designed for that. Yeah. Celebrating a show that, really changed things.
For sure. What other performances did the article list? Sounds like there were a lot.
There were. Cast performed from Pirates, the Penzance musical, Floyd Collins mentioning Jeremy Jordan doing a medley.
Okay.
The company from Buena Vista Social Club, Real Women Have Curves doing their song Jugglin', and the cast of Operation Mincemeat.
So a real mix of shows featured.
Yeah, and individuals too. Audra McDonald singing Rose's Turn from Gypsy, Ken Marks and the cast of Dead Outlaw.
Jonathan Groff doing Mac the Knife from Just in Time.
Yep. And Megan Hilty performing For the Gays from Death Becomes Her.
And finally, the In Memoriam segment performance.
Right. Sarah Bareilles and Cynthia Erivo performed during that part. So yeah, a night packed with music, covering a huge range.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, so let's try and, connect the dots here. Looking at this whole list of winners, the moments highlighted in the source, what does it tell us? What's the picture of Broadway right now, according to these awards?
Well, it seems like a season that really celebrated both new things and established craft. You've got Maybe Happy Ending, a new musical, winning big sweeping technical awards too. That suggests voters are really embracing fresh stories, new creative visions.
Yeah, that stands out. But then you also have a new play like Purpose winning Best Play, right alongside these big revivals, Sunset Blvd and Eureka Day winning the revival categories.
Right, so it's not just one thing, it's new voices and revisiting classics successfully. Exactly, it feels like a balance. Lifting up contemporary work while still honoring those really well-executed fresh takes on beloved shows.
And the acting wins reinforce that a bit too, don't they? You've got big known stars like Sarah Snook, Nicole Scherzinger winning their first Tony.
Which brings, mainstream eyeballs to Broadway. That's always part of it.
But then you have Darren Criss, Natalie Venetia Belkin, Jack Malone, all getting their first wins too, highlighting emerging talent alongside the established names.
And that Cara Young win, the second consecutive one, the source making a point of that feels significant.
It really does. It's not just one great role, but sustained excellence that the voters are seeing year after year. That says something.
Totally. It points to maybe a particular kind of impactful performance quality they're consistently rewarding.
And thinking about those performance clips mentioned in the article, the Hamilton reunion, the songs for the nominated shows.
Right, those aren't just filler, they're like curated advertisements almost, showing the audience why these shows are exciting, why they got nominated, why they won. They're making the case for Broadway's vitality right there on screen.
So, This mix. New voices, stars getting their due, rising talent breaking through, classics revisited, all backed by strong creative work. Based just on the CNN source, it paints the 2025 Tonys as reflecting a Broadway season that felt, I don't know, kind of dynamic.
Yeah, vibrant, diverse, maybe. Looking forwards and backwards at the same time, in a way. What strikes you most from this list? What's the most telling detail?
That's a good question. For me, maybe it is that mix, the fact that it wasn't just one type of show sweeping everything. Okay, so we've done our deep dive into the 2025 Tonys, working just from your source material.
Yep, covering the big winners like maybe Happy Ending, Purpose, the key actors, the design folks, the performances.
It's really a snapshot, isn't it? Straight from the reporting, showing what the Tony voters valued this past year.
Exactly. The shows and the artists they decided were the best of the best.
And looking at this list, thinking about which shows got the spotlight, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much does a Tony win actually do for a show in the long run?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Does it guarantee a longer run, a tour? Does it actually change audience taste, or just reflect what was already popular or critically acclaimed?
Yeah, something to chew on. How much impact does this one night really have on the whole theater ecosystem? Definitely food for thought as you consider awards season.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Tony Award winners based on the source provided.